How's it going, car fans everywhere? Hope you guys are being safe, enjoying your time, enjoying the weather. I'm making this video specifically because I wanted to share something an experience that happened to me, that I experienced that occurred maybe 3, 4 days ago. So, a long time ago, I had subscribed to two newsletters, Engine Labs and Engine Technology International. I usually read the articles that I was getting from Engine Labs. They were nice, just nice to read. Quick reads, not too technical. Uh, but I could always, when I was always going through Engine Technology International, I could tell that it was like, well, this is some nice stuff. Uh, I wish I wish I'd take the time to actually read what these people are saying, what they're writing. But I never got the chance until maybe like last week. I got the chance to go through a whole like issue, and it was just awesome. It was just fantastic. It was more like behind the scenes into what car manufacturers are, or to be a bit more specific, because it was not just cars, it was cars, trucks, and whatever. It was more like into more in depth into what engine manufacturers, like powertrain manufacturers, where they're going, what directions are they heading to, what's their train of thought, where are they, where's the industry heading towards. It was an eye opener. It was really nice. And it was nothing like everything that I come across online. Like, when when you're scrolling through all sorts of websites, you see this. I don't know who's working on this, who's working on that. But it's just headlines. But stuff like that is where you're reading what the labs are working on, where these companies, where these auto manufacturers will be investing a lot of money. You know, it just gives you a direct sense of direction of where things are going. Just a few points I noted down. Volkswagen's it has something called the ID3 coming up, which is going to be a totally brand new platform, brand new product. As far as I remember, because that was like 4 days ago that I read it. It was something like a Golf-sized EV. I think it'd be like a battery EV. Uh, it was something completely new. It wasn't like a shared. It wasn't like it wasn't anything like the Golf E. So it's not like an electrified Golf. It was like a brand new platform, as far as I remember. Uh, One of the other things that I read was that Fiat was working on a hybrid, like a Fiat 500 hybrid. It's like a three-cylinder hybrid, and they were talking about the dimensions, how the construction of the engine, whereas you can just add cylinders to increase the size, something like that. I'm not really sure. Like, it was 3, 4 days ago, and another thing that I read about was how so they had it like a editor's test. When they take a car for a few months, they test drive it and then they give their reviews on it. They give their opinions. So they were testing a an Discovery Sport 2.0 liter diesel, and they were saying it was like a really nice car. It was like they just spoke very highly of that vehicle. So these are just some of the points that noted down. There was a lot more stuff. There was a nice article about combustion, like actual combustion. I posted some videos. I posted some screenshots of the latest issue of those articles that I read. I posted them online. Like combustion, diesel combustion technology. There was some stuff going on about the gasoline. It was something about Mazda, and uh, I remember a while back I read about I printed out like some document that I had seen that I come across about something called the HCCI, homogeneous compression combustion ignition, something like that. Basically, where you're not running. So I'm just that was a long time ago. I could be mixed up with some of the details, but as far as I remember, it's basically where you where on the intake stroke, it's not just air and then you're injecting fuel and then you're compressing it. No, on the intake stroke, I think it was your intake. The intake stroke is basically a air fuel mixture, and then you compress it, and then you control it. You compress it to a certain compression ratio where it just auto ignites, smooth auto ignition. And I remember one of the things that one of the issues that they were running that article was talking about was that uh, they were saying how sensitive that engine would be to cooling, because they didn't want any part of the cylinder, that top part of the cylinder that's in contact with the where combustion takes place, that clearance volume. They don't want it to get too high. Not just the clearance volume, the whole volume, cylinder volume. Because if it gets too high, then you won't have that smooth combustion where the air, where the piston's moving up and it's compressing that mixture. Because there's fuel in that mixture. So if during the compression, if the cylinder wall temperatures are too high, it's gonna auto ignite, and you don't want that. So I remember that was one of the issues that they said was that was one of the challenges, how they need to control the cooling of the cylinder walls so the gasoline doesn't just combust on its own. Anyhow, I just wanted to tell everyone that I read Engine Technology International. I advise whoever is interested in that field, engines and automobiles. They even spoke so much about trucks. Like there was a like a nice decent chunk of speaking about technology in the truck industry, electrification. It was really nice. It was really nice. Remind me of back in the days when I was still learning about. I was just reading about cars. I remember. So I remember the first issue, like whatever the first thing that got me exposed to the automotive world was. Let's see. So it was around 1995, and I was living in Abu Dhabi back then. And I remember I was with a bunch of friends, and we walked to a supermarket chain uh, called Spinneys. And I remember we were walking through the magazines section, and I came across this magazine called Turbo. So it was called Turbo and High Tech Performance. And since then, I've been bitten by the bug. Uh, and reading those magazines back when I was younger, it was just like an eye opener. And I remember like reading that issue of Engine Technology International. It just like it was like a it was like turned back the hands of time. It was like wow, it's that part of your brain. It's like wow, there's so much I miss that. It's so nice. So if you get a chance, if you want to, if you like that kind of stuff, if you want to really get to know more about the industry rather than just the products and whatever, if you really want to get a behind the scenes look into the auto industry, I seriously advise you to subscribe and read those issues when you get them. And I also advise you to like and subscribe my videos. So like my videos and subscribe to my channel. And join my Facebook group Boosted, where I post uh, where I'm always posting about cars and engines and all that nice stuff. Anyhow, guys, I'll see you soon. Take care and enjoy your time.